Awesome. Quick. Entertain the peoples while I rotate the sausage rolls.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Alistair.
I'm Marguerite, and I'm cooking.
We're having breakfast. You are joining us this morning after a long week. Those of you who were here last week know we had our delightful house guest here, and that we travelled down to Birmingham. North is a state of mind. We travelled to Birmingham for the British. Thank you for the note. We travelled to Birmingham for the British Fantasy Awards, where we were not victorious, but the true victory was the 1 a.m. Tesco sandwich we had anyway. And since then, the week's just kind of gone on. Nothing overtly bad. It's been a lot. Oh, apparently they can't hear me at all. Oh no.
Hang on a second, folks. I'm back in the kitchen, from the kitchen, and
I didn't touch nothing.
give me your headset. For some reason, his headset is not working. Let's try again. Off. I have disconnected his headset. I'm about to reconnect his headset. Give me just a moment. Try that. Is that better, folks? Are you able to hear now?
Welcome back, T. I do hope you can hear my ringing dulcet tones.
Lily, hi. How you doing? Hey, T. It's nice to see you. There he is. All right.
I think I was being picked up on your set.
Yeah. All right. Well, technical issues resolved. You were saying?
I was just saying, it's been a long week.
Yes.
Marguerite and I had about 55,000 meetings yesterday.
It is the end of the fiscal quarter, which means yours truly has to be very high performing at work, which is not enjoyable on occasion. Shall we just say. It is also the weekend of meetings. So, as you know, Alistair and I run a publishing company, a non-profit publishing company, and once a quarter we have all our big meetings with all our big teams of people to talk about big things, which requires lots of preparation, and this time involved the production of financial charts.
Graphs.
I try very hard to simplify explaining complex things to creative people who are not numbers forward. And it was a lot of work. I should probably pause this conversation as well, because, folks, the top of stream ad break is running late for some reason.
The way that I always think of it is Marguerite is a bilingual nerd. You can speak nerd and you can speak business nerd.
Yeah. I do so very much enjoy Sunday morning roll call. Annette, Bobby! That was a deep cut that maybe 2 people on the stream will get, but that's okay.
3.
All right, fine. Yeah. Hello. Old nerds represent. Thank you. So why don't we pause? We'll stick a pin in this conversation for 2 minutes, and I will drink my coffee and make sure that my timer is running for the sausage rolls in the oven.
Please, my sausage rolls, they are so very sick.
Well, they're going to be sick in my tummy. Yes, exactly.
Sick like a mother jaffa.
Thank you, Wendy. My sore knees are just fine. Thank you for asking. That was an old joke when I was a young child. So, it's glad to see that generational meme has been passed down.
Someone on my social medias earlier today said they were teaching a class, and one of the teenagers, the back-end teenagers in it, expressed astonishment that the Spice Girls were real and thought they had been made up. I will go into the West and remain Galadriel, Alistair.
You'll go into the West and remain Galadriel. Yeah, exactly.
I remember buying their album at midnight in Glasgow at a Blockbuster Video.
Wow. I remember physical midnight releases. I was at the physical midnight release for Final Fantasy VII.
Up top, right? That does not go unheralded.
I mean, that is old freaking school.
This is why you look at the remakes and you're like, I am not doing that. No.
Well, put it this way: I've made another game to commit to putting 200 hours in. to, and it's not even the one I was hoping to commit to put 200 hours into this year. By the way, I love Baldur's Gate 3 very much. Thank you for asking. We'll talk more about that, but ad break's done in about 20 seconds. Alistair, dude, I was already 3 years out of uni when the Spice Girls formed.
You're amongst friends.
It's alright. Linear time is a lie.
Creaky friends.
It's a lie. creaking friends. Sir, how very dare. Oh, exactly. Time is a lot. It is indeed. And the ad break has ended, so we can talk about things again.
Lunchtime, doubly so.
Oh, time is an illusion. Yes. But it's been a very high-performing week. This is the weekend of our non-profit publishing company, EA, who brings you these fine streams. Doing all of our big meetings about big things with big groups. So yours truly has been
Bigness ensues,
Bigness
basically.
ensues. Yours truly is trying to make lots of charts that easily allow complex mathematical things to be conveyed to people for whom numbers are not a preferred form of interaction.
Thank you for being so gentle about that, because
it's okay.
It's true.
I speak, as you were saying, I am multilingual. I speak geek, and I speak creative, and I speak business, and I speak law, and I speak committee, and I speak, like, other things, and so trying to translate between them has been a big role for me this weekend. And talking a lot this weekend, so my voice is shot, as you can hear. So I'm quite grateful that this game is voiced for a day.
Also, we both got COVID boosters on Friday.
We got COVID boosters on Friday, and we got flu shots last week. So our bodies are like, hey, knock it off.
So there is a slight hint of sorry, you hold your legs to us both this morning.
Oh, deep cut. Talk about something we need to replay.
What,
It
Venture
is
Brothers?
time for a Venture Brothers rewatch. Now that movie's out, and it's like officially over with, I'm hella in the mood for a Venture Brothers rewatch.
Ignore me! Someone left a
left
baby!
a baby! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, God. No, we can't. We're just going to get into Venture Brothers deep cuts all day long if we do this. Lily, that was for you. Whoop, whoop.
Yay!
I'm getting both of mine on the 7th. Well done, Wendy. Well done. I think a lot of places here in the UK are trying to encourage people to get both at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is very wise. But yours truly was stalking the registration website the moment it opened and booked hers as quickly as possible.
Also,
in fact, Polish HBO Max put the entire Ventures movie on without ever airing the series in any way. Oh, wow.
that is wild.
Oh, gosh. Imagine going into the movie knowing nothing about the show.
Oh my god.
That would be I would love to hear more about your experience of that, if that's what indeed your experience was.
That reminds me, there is a thing that is on Hulu in the US, which has just hit Disney Plus over here, and has done so typically with absolutely no fanfare, called No One Will Save You, which is a home invasion, alien invasion movie. And it's basically silent. It is a young woman played by Caitlin Dever from Booksmart, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Living out in the woods, slowly, well, not very slowly, realizing the Earth is being invaded by aliens. And she is completely isolated.
So she prepares to... Oh, it's a reverse Home Alone?
It is a reverse Home...
No, it is a Home Alone. She's preparing to defend her home against an alien invasion.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that sounds good.
And advanced word on is very, very good, because you look at a movie like this and you think, well, we're going to see the aliens in the last 5 minutes. Apparently, you see them constantly from the start, and it is just she's under siege.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It's on Disney Plus.
Put that on the list. We have to update the list. We finished both Foundation Season 2 and Witcher Season 3.5 this week, and that means either we're going to go watch Coffin Run, or we're going to go watch Mentopolis next, because I need some more. Playing Baldur's Gate a few hours a night is not enough D&D skill up for Marguerite. I need more, apparently. What?
Yes, we do.
Oh, right. Should we tell people what we're doing here? Folks, in case you haven't noticed, I'm stalling because the sausage rolls are going to be out of the oven in 52 seconds, according to my watch.
So what we're playing right now is,
Yeah,
as you
let's
can
do a little
see,
bit of a recap, shall
Stray
we?
Gods, the role-playing musical. This is fucking fantastic.
In fact, I think I didn't expect to load. Yes. Okay, here we go.
Basically, we are playing the lady in the bottom right-hand corner, Grace, who is a
Brand new muse.
kind of punk rock vocalist turned muse, because Calliope shows up to audition for her band, and then later that night shows up bleeding to death on her doorstep. And Grace has
Ashley Johnson. You classing
Show
up the
class
place,
up, drop.
dying and dropping.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
And Grace inherits her powers. Forged in Fire, a knife and weapon forging reality. Oh, that sounds fucking
That
great.
sounds amazing.
Grace inherits her powers, and then the remaining other Greek gods, known as idols, show up, and Athena, voiced by a very, very chirpy Felicia Day, explains that, well, actually, we're going to have to kill you.
I'm gonna go grab the sausage.
And we talk them round with the help of Apollo and all of his abs. And
all his sad abs.
all his sad abs. And we're given a week to find out the truth.
To prove our innocence, because that's the thing you can do.
Thank you, Johnny Law. Welcome back, Bishless. So, across the course of the last couple of sessions, don't burn yourself. You've seen what I did to my finger. So, across the course of the last couple of sessions, what we've been doing is investigating Calliope's murder through song, because our mutant ability is to cause people...
We're not mutants!
our supernatural ability.
Our power!
Well, take over. Take over.
You're doing just fine.
Doing
You're
good
just
job, sweetie.
fine. You're doing a really good job.
Our ability is to cause people to express their innermost truths through song.
Yep.
In a variety of genres. So last week we had this just unbelievably sweet romantic moment where we had to visit the underworld to talk to Hecate and Asterion, the Minotaur, played by Rahul Kohli from My Zombie.
Oh, the adorable Cockney, like,
Adorable
boy.
Cockney soft boy who's like, oh, all right. The line, so you eat people? Nah, I don't eat people. Well, I ate Theseus, but he was a bellend. Has lived in my head
It
for...
was in the full lid this week.
Right? So, we have stuff like that going on. We also have many romance options. For example, you can romance Apollo and the Abs of Sadness. We have chosen not to.
No, we are romancing Frankie, our lifelong best friend, roommate, bandmate.
Just super willing wingwoman, Greek mythology expert, magnificent hat wearer.
Yes, exactly.
And what's becoming apparent is there are
Oh,
wheels...
Curtis, we do check out last week's stream
It's so
because
good.
Asterion is such a marshmallow. My whole entire heart just exploded.
He does the woo-woo fingers.
He's so cute.
It's so cool. What's becoming apparent is there are wheels within wheels within wheels.
There's a whole lot going on
Our
here.
current prime suspect is Athena. But
Here,
we're also...
let us show you Athena.
Oh, yeah.
Right, here's Athena.
Hello, dearie.
Yes, we're very suspect of him, to the point where, like, it's like our suspicion of Athena can't possibly be accurate, because otherwise the ending is going to be flat. There's going to be a twist. We were talking about it. We think maybe Hades or one of the other Titans is actually behind it and puppeting Athena. And Athena's trying to do the whole, well, if I just appease it enough, it'll leave us alone and we can exist.
Also,
thing.
Persephone is epic.
Oh my god, Persephone is just gold!
Just epic beyond words.
I'm going to my tailor tomorrow, and I sent my tailor this photo, and I'm very excited to talk to my tailor. Twitch sucks and didn't notify me. No, we have not
Hey,
really...
Bonsai, how you doing?
We haven't really started the game itself yet. No, we've been futzing around. Finally, I know the whole story about Hades and how Persephone murdered him. You know what? Sounds like he got exactly what he deserved. Yes, exactly.
Also, Grace is delightfully with bias.
Oh, here's Freddy. Let me show Freddy. This is our best friend / roommate.
Look at the hat, dude.
I mean, come
Look
on.
at the hat.
Can I check something really quick? Yes. Hard to
Also,
tell.
this thing is delightfully in.
No!
What?
Interesting. Hold on. I'm working a theory.
Good job, Bonsai. When I say delightfully with bias, what I mean is Grace is narrating the story in the journal from within the story. It's not cold or distant. Yeah, look at him. Look at the little fella.
He's not either. Okay, so of all of the supernatural beings, Minotaur and Aphrodite are the only ones wearing silver, not gold.
Ooh, that is a.
And I don't know if it's an artistic choice or if it's a subtle signifier, because look at Freddy. Again, silver jewelry. But Calliope, gold rings. Can't really tell anything with Hermes.
Gold
Apollo, gold chain, gold belt buckle. Pan, gold rimmed glasses, etc., etc. So
also,
I'm curious.
One of the things that she's really landing.
Margaret, you can feel free to scroll to Pan anytime you like. Okay, very well. Let me go back to Pan then.
It is only Greek mythology, and I think that's actually come up in discussion, hasn't it? Whether other pantheons are around?
Yeah, Freddie has questioned whether there are other mythologies out there.
One of the things that I really
I can't really see what's going on with Hermes' earring. Nice spot, Ozzy.
It is inclusive in the way that I aspire to have the things I make be. You will notice no one is the same body shape.
Yep. We have Hermes is non-binary.
Is non-binary and is played by a non-binary performer.
Yeah, see, even Eros is in gold. I don't know. I could be making something out of nothing. Yeah, and wait till you hear Pan's voice.
Carrie Payton, man. Carrie fucking Payton.
Yeah, the voice acting in this is chef's kiss. So, let's go back. We are headed to Aphrodite's party, which is where Persephone told us to go learn more. All right.
It's also very interesting that we are 4 days in of the 7. This is the first we're seeing of Aphrodite.
Yeah. Look! Sad abs!
Oh, it's so hard being handsome and cool.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah. I'm invited, aren't I?
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
Didn't tell me what?
Let's maybe go for that. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of that. What am I missing?
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No deja vu?
Is this an orgy?
No.
Oh.
Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Nobody told.
They are just on point.
I know, right? The other thing for folks who are new to this game, you see how this option is grayed out? We can't pick it, and you see that little blue light bulb symbol? There are 3 paths that you can take through the game. We are on the green charisma path. It's a green star. I think the blue light bulb is like the insight or intuition path, and then there's also the red fist of the fuck yeah punk rock path.
Punk rock bitches.
But I really love that the game shows you if you were on another path, you'd have another option here. I like that a lot. kind of like I adore how in Baldur's Gate 3 there are a lot of dialogue options that are specific to your race or your class or your origin that you can't pick otherwise, which I love. I'm going to say no, yeah, almost everything. Very interesting admission there, right, Ozzy? Okay, so nobody told
Seems
me
like
that.
the sort of thing you should tell a new idol.
New idols are usually chosen. You would know about this already, except
Calliope was murdered.
well, remember how old we all are. There are so many memories. So the veil lifts gradually to protect you. Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
Yeah, see, here's a red punk. I'll be fine. I like the whole will I become Calliope thing.
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Oh my god.
What? Most of us were chosen and prepared. Okay, so who else wasn't? Is a great question, Ozzy. I need a role-playing game in this world, in the worst way. Okay. Thank you very much. We apparently got a comet tent warning for this upcoming scene, folks. Apparently Aphrodite is going to talk about traumas endured and such.
When you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon, you mean...
She's going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
In front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace, to make it easier for Aphrodite to do what she feels she must. We're here to say goodbye, at least for a while.
Wow.
I actually really like, do you support this?
Yeah. But I don't... Yeah.
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually you will remember what we experienced during the war, and eventually you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
So Aphrodite dies and her successor won't have her memory straight away? Plausible deniability. I mean, talk about... Oh, man. Wow. Right?
Scion. That's... Yeah.
I think
Scion
Scion might be
this.
close. There's a second edition out. Interesting. Okay. So Aphrodite does this on the regular...
That's what fascinates me.
I don't know if they do or not. They're implying there was a war in the old world which made them leave, but they've never been explicit about which war they're talking about. I have a feeling we're about to get a lore dump here. So...
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past. Well, she still remembers it.
That is a very unhealthy way of processing trauma, my friends. Can we get this poor Eidolon a therapist, please? So the veil lifts. So she hops into a new body. The veil drops. The veil lifts. She can't cope and she does it again.
this isn't resolving anything.
No, she's trapped in a trauma cycle. Absolutely. Whoo, boy. Guess what I think we're going to try to accomplish here?
Right.
Hey, Grace! Okay, go get registered as a therapist. Whether you like it or not, you're the only one who can make these people deal with these things. Persephone referenced a war that Zeus wanted everyone to prepare for after the fall of the Roman Empire, but also that there's a hole in their memories lasting basically the entire Middle Ages. Right, Wendy? Got a song for that, Grace? Oh boy. So yeah, just a reminder, we've had a couple new folks join in as well. There are going to be content warnings. We're apparently dealing with the fact that Aphrodite deals with the trauma of her past by moving on her Eidolon into a new body, meaning dying and going to a new body. And I think that we're going to be confronted with some of those memories that she's having difficulty with. Yeah, so no pressure, Grace. Well, let's maybe avoid the S word and just say she's going to unalive. She is choosing to pass herself on.
It's not even the S word. It's hot swapping a power pack.
Well, it's more the effect that she's attempting to generate is she's wiping her memories. They will come back eventually, but she's doing something that involves unaliving herself that will wipe her memories for a short period of time. Her body, it's ritualized memory wiping.
I really like where this is falling, because we've had like half the game of, they're just like us. And this is the first real moment of,
you are not like us at all.
These aren't...
Wait.
Yeah.
Persephone said Calliope always refused to come to these parties.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. It was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
So our choice now is we have to eat. By the way, this piece of music is delightful. Try harder is a rotten way to say that.
That's just...
Yeah. So what do we say? Do we say, I get it, I do get it, but I don't like this idea at all? I think I'm going to say I get it. Because I understand the principle, even if I personally would probably never make that choice, but also I personally have not experienced what Aphrodite's experienced. So, I don't want to say that. Because Grace being here means technically Calliope is here in that whole sort of pre-veil way that we don't quite understand. Right, Wendy? But have you tried just not having trauma is not helpful?
Why not just smile more?
Oh, fuck off.
Okay, so what did Aphrodite want Calliope to do? What does she want me to do?
Well, knowing Aphrodite, she'll want you to make a production of it all. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Right. Really?
Mingling.
Look at
Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
I love how subtly you notice that people in the background have horns.
Yep.
Or other things. So I can talk to Apollo some more, or I can talk to Eros. I'm definitely going to talk to Eros. But I also need a coffee refill.
Let me get on that for you.
And I also want one of my sausage rolls.
Let me get on that
folks,
for you.
If you don't mind, we're going to take our ad break just a couple minutes early so that I can get some food and refill my coffee before what is sure to be emotionally charged mingling at this not at all what it was intended
People
party.
have social gatherings that aren't intense.
I don't think we've had one yet. So
yeah. Where's the orange juice and Pringles at the kitchen table? Come on
no,
now.
we have this immaculate U-shaped swanky buffet thing going on. I really love the triptych of prints on the wall there. The big wave, Aphrodite, ocean, daughter, blah, blah, blah. I really love that painting.
And that...
We went from helping a sweet minotaur with, like, embarrassing romantic love to this, right?
Yeah, the other thing I'm anticipating is having an angsty conversation with Freddie about, well, I might turn into someone else. To which I'm sure Freddie will respond with, you will turn into one of the embodiments of Greek myth. Have you met me?
Yeah, exactly. And we also met and empathized with a very traumatized and marginalized, even for this community, Medusa, for sure. So yeah, folks, we're going to take 3 minutes. This is your cue to get yourself a beverage or a snack or a stretch or a blanket or any of those good things that you need, and we will be right back.
So I'm making more coffee is what I'm thinking. Please make more coffee. I don't want to have to harm you.
I need it, okay? I've been doing all the talking.
Need it. Give it.
Actually, I think this will be enough to kill us all. No, we need to. Here, I'm gonna rinse this out. And then we'll slice it. Could you maybe get us just a little nibble of cheese to go with this as well?
Ooh.
A slice of, maybe some of that nice red Leicester?
Yeah, it's a very good idea.
I just want a little cheese on the side.
Little cheese as a treat.
And you can use some of that meatloaf barbecue sauce that was also good.
I think I might do that. I'm gonna kill it off.
Pork products and meatloaf.
This bit's broken. It's sad.
Oh, okay. Uncle. But just one of those is fine. I just want a little bit.
We're basically killing this off. There's like 4 pieces left.
Well, okay.
This is good cheese, by the way.
Is that red Leicester?
Also, given that I'm still mic'd up, I hope people are enjoying the food content.
That's really nice. I'll finish the first pot of coffee if you want to slice up the sausage rolls and take them back in the Do you want the pizza cutter? That needs to be good stuff before I finish it. Yeah, just throw those sleeves, Chinese. Woo! Come on, Marguerite. You can do it. Word's good. Cheese slices and sausage rolls. And take your condiment of choice. There we go. That's good. And I will finish. There's your mug of coffee. There's my mug of coffee.
Bless you.
I'll be right there because I have filled my mug with coffee. And eat all the little nibbly parts that go off the sausage. I'm gonna make cheese chungus here. I'm gonna make chungus cheese.
Chungus Cheez-Its.
Chungus cheese.
Chungus Cheez-Its. You were going to feed the yeasty lad today.
Yeah, well that's why I'm gonna make chungus cheese. I'm not about to let him go away. Not when I get cheese.
No Chungus left behind.
No chungus left behind.
Chungus is in rude health. Isn't he rocking up on 3 now? Chungus is 3.5 years old. Be going to elementary school soon.
Oh God! We have to sign him up for pre-K.
I mean, how else is he going to get socialized?
Right? This is not what I expected from Aphrodite's party.
I meant to say, this is a very dull logistical thing, but it kind of impressed me. Cyberpunk 2077, which was legendarily broken on release, has now been basically completely fixed. And one of the really fun things that they have in there is a Twitch toggle for copyrighted music.
Oh, I like that.
So if you're streaming it, you just turn copyrighted music off, and
So
you won't get hit with auto strikes.
I like that. That's very wise. Right, we have returned. More importantly, the sausage rolls have returned with us. Also, there are times 10 the power of whatever organisms in Chungus. Surely he's not lonely. He's not lonely at all. There we go. All right, so let's go talk to Eros, because Eros is amazing. Eros is Aphrodite's kind of son-ish.
It's a wise choice.
Yeah, I tend to buy things in... For example, I bought Baldur's Gate 3 years ago. 2 years ago? When it was first announced and in open beta, I bought it and then completely forgot that I had it, and then it like went gold and launched officially. I'm like, oh, this is a nice little treat to myself. Alright, let's talk to Eros. Talk to Eros, thank you. What's going on here? Hold on. There we go. Yes. Lovely.
Grace.
Hey, Eros. Nice to... Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much, you have no idea.
Interesting. I like the whole... Let's ask if he's okay.
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Aww.
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
Oh,
buddy.
Poor buddy. Yeah, see, so here's our options. See the green star?
Hey, I understand. This can't be easy.
She's the one who is suffering. I shouldn't be complaining.
Oh.
I just hate this. I'm there every day, going through it all with her. The nightmares, the panic attacks, the weeks when she just won't get out of bed. I'm there when she forgets the war's over, and I hold her until the screaming stops. Me. I do that.
Oh.
That sounds awful.
And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
he is my new best friend.
Little buddy.
Little buddy. Right,
I mean,
Julia?
that was our first 15
I'm like,
responses.
can Grace go get certified as a therapist real quick and see if maybe that's gonna help? Yeah, I
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of.
Okay, I feel better
For a while.
slightly.
She'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Okay, folks.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, we're getting into the unaliving dialogue here, so please make healthy choices for yourself about
If you need
whether
to
this
step
is
away,
something you want to engage with.
step
right now,
away.
okay?
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this... like, suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their eidolon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect.
Thank you for pronouncing
Not
that correctly.
what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die. For a while.
Is it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
No, it's okay. I wouldn't usually talk about it, but I know you don't mean any harm. What happened is that Brother Ares happened.
Oh boy.
He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jack-booted mortals, so full of themselves and their supremacy. And he told them about the idols.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. Oh.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
Mm-hmm.
No. Should I?
God of smiths. He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her. When
One
he
of my
found out
favorites.
the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
I know it's
Wait,
coming.
they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
He gave them the nuke, didn't he? Hephaestus gave Oppenheimer the nuke.
God damn it.
I think that's
think
what
you're
they're
right.
about to say.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. Leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back.
Oh,
Aphrodite
even
never
worse.
got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. He doesn't approve, but
He
she
might
needs
even
help.
have been Oppenheimer. Yeah.
What is my part in all of this? I'll help if I can.
Aphrodite loves drama. She always has. She wants us here to remember, to celebrate our history. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
Inspire
I
her.
can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that, deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try. Or I hope that's all she needs.
That's a tough set of choices.
I'm gonna try, I'll do my best, because I agree with him. I think if she can be inspired in a new way to move past an old block, I mean, ultimately, it isn't up to me. I've just said as much with my powers.
Yeah.
I can't make her do something she doesn't want to do.
I too, by the way, am looking at the buffet.
Okay, let me pause a second, finish my last bite of sausage roll, and let everybody look at the buffet in the background. Cake.
I'm
Of cake.
seeing a lot of cake.
I see a baguette. I see a cheese plate. I see big bowls of fruit. It looks delightful. It sounds like the narrative has the potential to either give her her moment of passing on, or try and inspire her to talk out of that. It does look like a cheesecake, I agree. It's either a cheesecake or maybe I see it as a cheese board. Because there are those baguettes right to the right of it.
Yes.
I think we'll talk to Apollo next after this. I know, and we can barely see Eros in that framing, exactly. Alright.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
I like him so much.
Such a sweetie.
He's such a sweet guy. Alright, so let's talk to Sad Abs again. Oh, God, what a drama queen.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
I like you don't seem comfortable.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
Well, yes, but...
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
That would be Pan. Yes, I feel very much out of place.
Why do you feel out of place?
Why is that exactly? Wouldn't you feel more like you belonged after 1,000 years together?
Is your assumption that all those centuries bring great wisdom?
Don't they?
We get older. We have more to forget. We hold grudges longer, but wiser. No. Not so far.
That's depressing. Stick that in your craw, immortal lovers. I last night dealt with many of these similar themes in Baldur's Gate 3, to not go into spoilers, but yeah, they don't tell you about that part.
I spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble. Piece by piece. Only to start all over again.
And
It's
he
so different.
stays, he's such a good boy.
Once he was the eternal disaster, and Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere, deep down, believes he deserves no better.
I should get back out there.
Why can I still talk to him then?
Back again.
I should get back out there.
Okay, so no. That appears to be a bug. This also feels a little bit like 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, a solo journaling game about immortality. Oh, I didn't know that exists.
I think we have it.
Dig that up for me, would you? I like the idea of, like, solo RPGs and confronting you with concepts and helping you kind of, like, probe your thoughts on them.
There's a bunch of really good ones that do that.
I'm intrigued. It's just that if you get new info, you can talk to him again. Like, so if you would talk to him first, but then wanted to talk to Eros and then came back. I'm kind of bummed I can't go talk to Eros again, but I think we're in the we have to wait for Aphrodite phase now. All right. Wait for Aphrodite. Check out that cheese board. All right, here she comes. Oh, I love her dress. Oh!
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
I don't think saying "can we talk in private's gonna work, because Aphrodite wants drama. So let's play into this a little bit at the start.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What manners I have! Grace, Grace! Meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus. And yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
I love it. I kind of want to probe this a little bit more. I want to hear about being chosen.
Mildandridge as Aphrodite.
Who?
Mildandridge. This is the Lost of Us reunion. Leader of the Fireflies.
Lovely.
Hi. I have to admit, it'll be weird watching this happen the proper way.
Because I'm chosen?
Yeah. I wasn't. Not like this, anyhow.
Yeah, Lady Aphrodite told me. I'm so sorry, that sounds awful.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
I know that she's... I love that I have an inside option here.
Lauren Spencer, wheelchair-using actress.
Nice. So this is... So I'm pausing here because I'm debating the mechanics of the game. It says, I really need your help first, and that's a question mark, which means that it's not going to make a decision for me, whereas I'm sorry this happened to you will make a decision for me. So let's go this way first.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be... a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
Right, Doc? It's almost as if when you bother to put in the effort to find a stable actors, you get amazing talent or something, mutter, mutter, mutter.
If only there was a fat guy available to play Baron Harkonnen in the new Dune movies. Let's move on.
I just want to say... I'm really sorry that this happened to you, that you need to do this.
A babe in our dreary world, and yet already possessed of such earnest purpose.
Weren't you opposed to this, Grace?
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all!
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Doc, if you are not already a fan of Meg Ellison like I am, then you should read more Meg Ellison, and specifically how she challenges Stephen King's long-running association of fat with evil and lazy. It is a very established, horrific, groundless trope that we challenge at every opportunity.
Also, just for clarity, my issue with Dune is absolutely that Harkonnen size is a shorthand for evil.
Yep.
My issue with the Villeneuve movies is he couldn't even be bothered to cast a fat guy.
They put somebody in a fat suit.
It's Stellan Skarsgård in a fat suit.
Which is the ultimate insult.
Stephen King is a secret Githyanki in this essay.
Oh my god! Oh my brain! Oh my brain! Shit! I have to ponder that. Wow. Okay, so what was the question? I have to think about that because
could we have a little?
Okay, Githyanki are one of the races of sentient beings in the Baldur's Gate / D&D universe. They astrally travel. They don't exist on the material plane. They have very different experiences and have their own kind of hive mind and their own Lich Queen. Down with Flacketh! Anyway, oh my gosh, I have to think through that because that makes so much sense. Do you know what we gathered for? Thank you very much, Ozzy, for the reminder. It's not to say to forget. I'm gonna say, but I do know. I don't want to say I don't know. I'm gonna say to
ease
forget.
your suffering? To forget about what happened?
And escape into the soothing blackness. To swim in Lethean waters, at least for a time.
Does it help?
I don't know. Each Aphrodite before me begged for mercy. This is all I can do for all of us. Even so, tonight is not about the pain. It is about honoring the memory of what was while that memory still persists. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
I'm going to talk to Venus. It is a bit like Awake, right? You know, it's the intention is to be a celebration, not communal mourning. It just also suffers that, you know, has that effect. Yeah, swimming in Lethean waters is an excellent reference.
But the fun in funeral.
Let's talk to Venus, who is amazing.
I should apologize, Grace. Saying that I was chosen like I'm somehow more special, I really didn't mean it that way. I hope you can... I'm sorry. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happened? Do you feel different?
I like it happened so fast. I kind of like the idea. Oh gosh, these are all such good options because they're all true.
Yep.
But her ultimate question is, do you feel different?
I'm not sure. It happened so fast I didn't know what to think. Calliope died and then... all this happened.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
How do you know Aphrodite?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's a good spot, Ozzy.
Just like that.
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Yeah, Grace doesn't seem like somebody who lies. We
very
don't get the
straight
option.
ahead.
She just can take different kind of angles into a conversation.
Exactly.
Your name's really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place. She says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
There was an option to bluff to Medusa that Persephone will help her during the song. Yeah. But that was on one of the dialogue paths we didn't take.
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
I agree. But this isn't going to lead to mercy? Only temporarily. It's never going to get any better than this. And if you think about it, she's using up and spitting out people, especially if she takes over their lives and they lose their own memories. Yeah. I kind of hate that, but this is wrong, is the last option we have available to us, but I am going to take it.
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible, and I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been, maybe things will be different.
It's that desperate hope of, yes, we're stuck in a cycle of repetition, but maybe there will be some change on some iteration that will cascade into something else.
Yeah.
Venus is absolutely too amazing and kind for this world. All right, Apollo.
Back again.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Not surprising. Surely Persephone must have realized that.
How? She's never been to one of these things. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'd do now.
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
And doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Do what you feel is right.
Ooh.
It's a risk either way.
Have you spoken with Venus? She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not an accident. Ever since the war, Aphrodite has sought out the kindest, the most innocent souls to be her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person. A more worthy person.
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, more resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
I should get back out there.
Wow.
And what a double-sided...
Holy cow. Talk about a choice to make.
What a double-edged compliment. Oh, she only picks really nice people, as Ozzy says, to fix her from the inside. This whole sequence is doing such a good job of driving home the fact these folks aren't human.
Right? It's just the thinking and the costs and the consequences and the... Again, it's the immortal perspective. It's the idea that I'm perfectly willing to make a sacrifice here and one itty-bitty incremental change that may not pay off for 200-300 years.
Yep. What it puts me in mind of, weirdly, is the Highlander TV show.
Yeah, Loop, I get that, but at the same time, I don't think that's the intention here. I think, well, I could be wrong. I don't speak to the developers. I would say that could be a lazy kind of fallback situation. It also could just be a coincidence in that this is how they got the casting intentions. I don't think necessarily... Well, certainly I think if that's the conclusion that's been drawn, it's not an obvious one or one that we're supposed to assume. But there is some implication there. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to try and convince her to stay. I don't know if it's going to work, but I like Eros a lot. And if I'm only going to get one particular contribution to this cycle of attempt, I'm going for it.
Do it.
I'm going for it. Let's see what the Green Path says.
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here to this strange new world.
I shipped the two of them for one thing.
This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided.
Oh, the music on this is going to be amazing. Oh, there go my eyes.
We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong.
we were wrong. We had revelry and rebirth, a family all together, till 13 million marching men cut us down forever. But Brother Ares made it happen, joined their war without dispute. Now the once mighty immortals are just mud under a boot. We let them take our loved ones, it's what they wanted all along. We thought they were beneath us, we were wrong, we were wrong. Oh, the power of the idols pounds within your chest. But for now I am in mourning for a love gone unexpressed. He was harder than the chisel, I was a horrid block of ice, a winter's chill that stayed until he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me, he struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go.
Yep. I was right.
Yeah.
He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
I'm just taking the green path on this.
I find it really interesting. You're steering this. You're not performing in it.
Right?
I can't believe
Here we
what
go.
I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast.
No problem, Grim. We'll see you in the VOD.
The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine.
There's no excuse, but mortals can tell.
You know.
There's no sweet release, it's ongoing.
You know. You know.
Everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine?
I can imagine.
This really happened. I can't forgive the river's too deep. Its reflection won't lie, so just let me sleep. I can't let go of what could have been.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment.
Mother, I've stood by your side, now I no longer see the purpose of love when it tears at the center
Aww.
of me. My arrows are rusty, forget the bow, and I won't be begging you not to go. But when you're away, you leave us a broken home, and you leave me alone. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment.
I have a feeling the green path is not gonna.
Oh, I think you're coming to the suspicion I already.
Our queen deserves mercy, that much is clear. And in the blink of an eye, lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
I think it is too, unfortunately.
Lost in a moment.
Yeah.
Lost in a moment.
I wonder if there is even the option to talk her down, or if you try and it
I'm
still doesn't work.
Pretty sure you can't.
I don't think you can.
Are you?
I'm fine. I'm still myself. I thought there'd be something more, that I feel her presence, but she's just gone.
She'll be back. But she'll also be you. She'll be different.
I'll try to be ready. I promise.
Yeah, I'm interesting. So, if we read green as the persuasive / empathetic tact through the game, empathizing with her doesn't change her mind.
Nope.
Interesting. I am absolutely gonna have to play this game through on the other two paths and see what changes.
You can convince her not to.
But not on the green path, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good to know. I'm sticking with our playthrough.
You'll get through this, both of you. Healing takes time.
Not if you keep resetting the clock.
I know, Eros.
Grace is right.
Sorry.
I'm not Lady Aphrodite. But eventually, she and I will be one. Together, we will get through this.
I hope you're right.
Poor Eros.
Before we go, Aphrodite told me you wanted her help to learn about Calliope's death. I'm not my mother, but maybe there's something I can tell you. Do you have any suspects yet?
Folks, the internet is exerting capitalism on us. So,
Coffee refill?
we're gonna take our... Quick before we do our investigation portion here, we're gonna take our little...
Having been
3-minute
emotionally devastated, now we're going to try and tell you some stuff.
Oh my gosh. Poor Eros. Poor Eros! Ah! We'll be right back. Also, I need to plug in the laptop because that is the most powerful thing.
That is very, very good.
Oh man. Oh man.
But yeah, I haven't gone into detail on it, but apparently you push her. You're like, no, this is wrong. Why are you doing this? And she is very far from happy, but she doesn't go through it.
Yeah, It's okay. I am sticking with my playthrough. This is so complicated. I love it.
I mean, if they just let you romance the bard, none of this would happen, right? Not the bard, the druid.
There's no druid in this game.
My contention, almost any game could be improved by a druid.
Especially a shape-shifting. I'm telling
Fair
you,
in
man,
every sense of the word.
Carlson is the way I got through that fight. Holy cow! We're going to fund all this up. I should put my headset back on for this rant. Hold on.
It's not a rant, it's a vociferous discussion.
That sounds like something I would say. How dare you?
Also sounds like the type of band that would open for Nerf Herder in the early noughties. Vociferous discussion.
Did you just make a Nerf herder joke?
I think you might find I did.
Yeah. When playing Baldur's Gate 3, when they send lots of elementals after you, the short answer is use non-elemental damage. Like Force, and Necrotic, and Blessed, and Nature. Just take the giant cave bear with you, folks! It works! Okay. Illusion of choice in multiple path games can... Yeah, it can... There's a way... It would make no sense if there was no way to talk her out of it. There is apparently a way to talk her out of it. I'm sure there's a way to talk her out of it. But we're at an ad break right now, and I've cracked a nail, so I gotta go deal with that. I don't think Medusa was responsible in the slightest. No. But it wasn't somebody at the relic. Well, somebody at the reliquary kind of implies.
Somebody at the reliquary is.
It implies Asterion or Hecate, but it's more of a somebody who was physically present at this place at that time is how I'm implying it. You can't blame Aphrodite, who was there a day after, or Athena, right? It's interesting that you can't imply that Athena was your suspect. I know, I agree. And I'm sure there is a way that you can convince Aphrodite to stay. I'm sure of it. It's just not the path that we're on this time. And thinking about it a little bit, what does that mean for Venus? If that's the case, you know? These are the worst. Where there's no, clear right and wrong, and it's all a matter of shades and what you're gonna do and what you want to give up, and anyway. All right. I'm gonna say that it was someone at the reliquary. Not that I'm implying that it was Hecate or Astarion, but it was somebody physically present at the reliquary. Because I am not implicating Medusa. I promised I wouldn't.
Calliope was at the reliquary when she was attacked, but I only know of 3 people who were there.
And you're sure none of them are responsible, Grace?
I thought maybe Medusa, but I've spoken to her, and I think it's someone else.
Calliope came to see Aphrodite and I that night. She was agitated, frightened even, but she wouldn't explain why. She said she had a plan. It must have been the reliquary.
Wait, she was there?
Yeah, so she talked to Aphrodite and Eros before she went to the reliquary with a plan. So, what kind of plan? I'm more interested in knowing what the plan is than I'm knowing why people didn't tell me this.
Plan? A plan for what? What could she find at the reliquary that would help her?
Maybe she wanted a weapon. Something to defend herself with.
No, nothing went missing.
If only we'd known she was going to the reliquary. How on earth did she even get in?
She used the key. The one Pan gave her. When Calliope arrived, she dropped it. Then she laughed and said she'd better not lose it because Pan won't give me another key to the reliquary. I didn't know it was important.
Well, there's your help, Grace. I certainly don't know more than that. Come now, Venus. It's been a long night. I'll get you home.
Thank you for everything, Grace. Truly. It was a wonderful song.
Right? Why were you...
So, did they have anything helpful?
He might be innocent. What does that mean? Okay, so let me kind of recap this in my mind. Order of operations. Calliope had a plan and went to talk to Aphrodite and Eros, but we don't know what it is they talked about or why she was there. She had previously gotten a key to the reliquary from Pan, and we know about that because Pan used getting the key for the reliquary to give Asterion the promise that the muse would help, blah, blah, blah. So then Calliope goes to the reliquary. We know from Hecate that she didn't steal anything or take anything, which implied she changed something or put something in the library. At some point she was attacked. She fled the reliquary. Medusa saw her fleeing the reliquary, but didn't interact with her. Asterion saw Medusa on the grounds, and then Calliope goes to Grace and dies, and at the next day, while Grace is being held in Athena's office, they investigate, and that involves Athena going to the reliquary and talking to Hecate and Asterion, right? That's the timeline.
That seems to be the timeline. This is classic locked room mystery situation.
Yeah.
We're seeing apparent guilt on Pan's part, and I don't think he's guilty at all.
So the only person who hasn't had anything to do with the night in question so far is Persephone. Wasn't anywhere near it. Apollo wasn't anywhere near it. And there's this implication that Pan knows more than he's allowed to tell us.
Which Pan is all but saying as well at this point.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm going to go with it makes no sense.
It just doesn't make sense. Pan sent me to the reliquary. If he's involved, why would he do that?
Well, maybe he was hoping you could prove his innocence if you found out what happened there.
I guess. Aren't you the one who first said he was probably guilty?
Worth investigating still.
Hmm.
Are you all right, Grace? You seem troubled.
I'm starting to suspect Apollo.
He's very reasonable.
Yeah, Stitch, maybe Pan only knows more recently since he actually got the book he was trying to get out of the reliquary.
What you said earlier about Calliope's memories coming back.
That wasn't how I wanted you to find out. I'm sorry. If I might suggest, speak with Persephone about it when you get a chance. It might be good for you.
You think she could help? Persephone?
Persephone and I have our problems, but I can't deny she is insightful. She'll surprise you.
I might do that. Thanks.
I assume you'll be on your way then?
Yeah, I should probably check in.
Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
I have a feeling that scene plays a little differently if there's a romance going with him.
Definitely.
Interesting.
Apollo. Always so dramatic.
Oh, compared
well done,
to...
by the way. And cheers to you, Aphrodite. You shall be missed. For a few years, at least.
So, OSP do make a point that most characters work within some rules and that Astarion is the one who smartly goes around them. Yep. Well, that's because Astarion's not a god, now is he? He's overlooked and not put under the same restrictions. And Pan's MO has always been to bend the rules but never break them.
Yeah.
Which is why he's trying to steer you, but he can't say some things or do some things outright.
Yep, 100%.
I like the whole did I do the right thing. I like having some guilt about it.
Still don't know if I did the right thing.
Well, it was never up to you, Grace. The choice has always been Aphrodite's. She's been in hell since the war. And you were only a visitor. I remember the last time I passed on my Eidolon. 1952. I was married to, well, say you'd call him a gangster. More of a thug. A mean, vicious little thug. Persephone saved me from him. Tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest. My chest? Huh. Whatever.
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her. Chastity, that is. You can see why I switched names. I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. Persephone made me strong. But it never really goes away. We all have our sordid history, our personal horrors, building up like sediment around our souls. You can't let it bury you, Grace. You are the only one who can keep your head afloat.
So you can flirt, and there's the I'll be fine.
What's the exclamation point?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe it's a because you have a flirt option, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure kind of how to respond to this. It might have meant this is a timed response, but we turned off timed responses.
I think you could be
Good
right.
catch, Stitch. Means you can influence the plot in a big way with this decision.
My instinct is go for thanks for the advice.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Good to know. Thanks.
At any rate, it's good that you found out about Pan. Can't say I'm surprised. Perhaps you'll want to talk to him, but either way, give me some time to plan our next move. Meanwhile, whatever you get up to, do be careful.
Let's update our journal entries. I don't think there'll be anything new about Freddy. I wish these were in reverse order. Let's see if there's anything new about Calliope. I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom every time, which is very frustrating and slow. This is interesting. Calliope visited Aphrodite and Eros the night she died. Calliope was scared of something, but wouldn't tell them what it was. Now they regret not pressing her about it more, but it still tells me one thing. Calliope knew something was going to happen to her. Maybe she already knew when she met me at the gymnasium. Maybe she thought she might die, and that's why she seemed so sad, resigned. So whatever happened that night, it didn't come as a surprise.
Things are starting to lock in. She knew. I'm still reasonably convinced she arranged her own murder.
Maybe.
The audition is a scene that I could see being her auditioning you. That you were being chosen for the next Eidolon, or to be the next idol, but that something went wrong and she was jumped earlier than she was expecting to be.
Eros told me all about what Aphrodite went through during the war, how she was kidnapped by the enemy, freed by her husband Hephaestus, who she never even got to thank or say goodbye to. She's riddled with so much guilt and trauma, and she can't escape any of it. As soon as her memories return, she's in constant agony, even if she hides it pretty well. Even so, he doesn't think what she's doing is the right answer to her problems. It certainly hasn't helped so far. I told Eros that I'd try to persuade Aphrodite to hold on. Who knows? Maybe it's not even possible. I have to try, because what she's been doing to cope, this clearly isn't the answer. Apollo said something about Aphrodite which has stuck with me. He said she chooses successors who are kind, generous people because she thinks that in time it will make her a better person.
That's chilling.
Once the song was over, I couldn't do it. I couldn't take away the rest Aphrodite wanted so badly. She's gone now, and her eidolon has passed on to Venus. I don't think she was behind what happened to Calliope, but if she was there, she was, and I guess her secret went with her, and that'll have to be okay. I'll figure it out.
Thank you, Ozzy. Ozzy just
Remember that according to Hecate, Calliope's death was written as occurring a year from now in a car accident. So something has jumped the track. Alright. I hate that I have to scroll this slowly through everything. And guess who I bumped into at Aphrodite's little death party? Small world, these idols. Turns out it was good Apollo was there. I kind of can't believe Persephone sent me in without a heads up. Probably nothing new from Athena. Let's see if there's anything new for Persephone. Does that mean from the trip to the reliquary, Calliope learned what from Hecate, who was supposed to succeed her, so she knew where to go when her death came early? But why would Calliope be suspicious that her fate was about to change unless she knew that, unless that's what she knew in advance? And she went to the reliquary to see, or to try and change what was supposed to be.
Or to find out what was supposed to be.
Grace, in a perpetual state of, why nobody tell me? Like Pan so much. So get this, Pan gave Calliope the key to the reliquary. He gave it to her that night. He knew she'd gone to the reliquary even when he asked me to do his favor, but didn't mention it at all. He's way more involved in all of this than he's ever let on. Poor Eros. I like Eros so much. I met Eros later on at Aphrodite's party, and suddenly his dark moods make sense. It seems that he's Aphrodite's constant caretaker. He's watched her throw these parties and die over and over, and I think he's finally reached his limit. He can't stand Aphrodite's pain, but I think he doesn't know what to do about it. He's hoping I can convince her to stop, which is a tall order, and I don't know that it would actually make her better. Apollo said that he thinks Eros has stayed with Aphrodite all this time because he feels like he owes her. Once upon a time, it was Eros who was the, quote, internal disaster, unquote, Apollo's words, and she was the caregiver, so now he must return the favor no matter how it hurts his soul. I think Apollo's probably right. In the end, I couldn't do what Eros asked. I couldn't take that choice away from Aphrodite. I think he understood, and I guess he didn't have an alternative to offer anyway, but it was still hard to watch him sink in on himself when it was all over. I hope he and Venus will be alright. God, that's the one thing I regret so far in this game. I met the person who's supposed to become the new Aphrodite. Her name's Venus, and she seems really sweet. Aphrodite has been preparing her for months. Must be nice. And she seems to know what she's getting into, but does that make it okay? In the end, I let Aphrodite go through with the ritual. She deserved mercy, just like Apollo and Venus said. So now Venus is her, just without her memories, at least for a while, as they both intended. I hope I did the right thing. So let's go back to our apartment. Should we go back to our apartment, or should we talk? We just came from talking to Persephone, didn't we?
Let's go back to our apartment.
Let's go see. Give Grace a heads up. Not Grace, Frankie.
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
Hermes, what are you doing in my apartment?
My name. Where's Freddie?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Freddy?
Were you looking for me?
What, you and Freddy are friends now? When did this happen?
When I came looking for you. Freddy has this movie that I've never seen. Super cool, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm so sus.
Would you rather not share your mortal friends? Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
I'm very taken with. Do I have a choice?
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that.
Oh.
So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
Did Calliope ask you to connect two doorways? Do you like running errands?
You say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
Hmm. Did you know the
You
old
mentioned
Hermes?
the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
And I'm getting a two-tone read on the earring, so it doesn't confirm or deny my theory.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that, ever. Can you imagine?
Interesting. That's a new little tidbit. What do you mean she never leaves Olympus? So we're unlikely to get Calliope's flashback as Grace before the game is over, huh? Yeah, pretty much.
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere.
The owl and the cookies. The owl and the cookies are the
So
secret.
what, she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
Even Hecate enters the mortal world like Kate, right? Okay, so either Athena is terrified of something or she's maintaining something. Oh wow. I think we're about to have the side blown out of this thing. Let's see what Athena wants. Where is Frankie? I'm very worried about where Frankie is.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddy, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's definitely silver. Yep. Okay. Okay, hold on. Then I need to go take a look at Venus again. What is happening? But this is my... But... What? It's not letting me pick Charming. What is happening? Why do I have to pick this again? Do I get a second trait? Have I died? What's going on? I'm very confused and scared now.
You are allowed, this is legit, this isn't a bug. You are allowed to choose a second trait before this meeting.
Okay.
I think I know which one you're choosing as well. It is an extra, as I understand it.
Okay. I'm gonna be clever, of course.
Of course you are.
Interesting.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I don't want any of your fucking cookies. Oh, look at how mad I am. Now I regret not taking Kick-Ass.
Thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized its off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
I swear to God if you've taken Frankie. I like the idea of kind of going on the offensive here and being like, you know what happened there. I think Hermes is implying that they didn't get a hang of their new life as quickly as Grace did. Also, my new theory is that the silver jewelry relates to people who are mortal in mindset. So now I need to go check Venus and see if maybe she's wearing silver jewelry. Because Hermes still is.
But you know what happened there. That's where Calliope was attacked.
Yet it's not where she died, Grace, is it?
So because she made it all the way to my apartment, we shouldn't care why she was bleeding to death along the way.
You think our judgment was rash? It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply.
Aphrodite did wear silver, yes.
And to all the idols.
I'm not confronting Athena with Medusa. I promised I wouldn't mention her.
Where has that gotten them?
Right. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, using the comorbidities kill people, not COVID logic. Yeah.
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we? You're holding on with it gripped so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered, and by one of our own. The list goes on.
Yeah.
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
Like that.
I could have helped you.
Yeah.
Although I do like I'm sorry.
Athena's not going to respond. I don't know if Athena's going to respond to empathy, though.
She's a brain. I could have helped you.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with.
You know, it's too bad. I've been an idol for 5 minutes, and I've been out there solving problems you've all wrestled with for how long now? I could have helped you, Athena. I could have helped all of you. But you don't see that, do you? You're so busy holding on to what you have. You can't see what you're throwing away.
I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
Where do I start? So who can access the reliquary? Right, Ozzy? She's very much putting on a face. Hi, Murmur.
Hey, Mama.
I like the jewelry theory, too. I'm going to have to take a look at the journal again and see if we can line it up a little bit more.
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Does it matter? You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
No, I will not. You're kidding, right? Oh.
Same way Calliope got it, but that drops Pan in the ship.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather not say.
Well, you're loyal, at least. I had to ask.
You went to the reliquary, right?
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Pan.
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Is he...
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
I like this. I'm missing something.
Sort of. But I feel like I'm missing something important. Maybe the goddess of wisdom could help me out?
Ooh, a little flattery.
It would be helpful to know what Calliope was doing at the reliquary, but she's not available to ask. Not until you regain her memories, at least.
Why not put off the trial until then? Seems like a good way to solve all this. Yeah?
And trust what you decide to share? I think not.
We've just walked straight over, and it's hidden in plain sight the reason why all of this is happening. It's absolutely Athena. She's rushing to kill Grace before Calliope's memories lock in.
So that it can't be... Because Athena has something to hide about why Calliope was at the reliquary that night?
Yes.
And that's why Athena went to the reliquary, not to investigate what happened, but to find out whether or not Calliope had been successful.
Yes. They've just put in plain sight why this is all happening. We promised not to discuss Medusa.
I'm not going to discuss it. I think that's a really good comment. Stitch says, do we know that Athena has had any successors? The classic close could mean she's the only original left.
And she's the oldest presenting of all of them.
Yeah. I don't want to discuss Medusa. I'm not bringing up Medusa because I said I wouldn't. I think Persephone implied that after the memory gap, Athena was in a new body. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Would they?
You right?
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
Stop with the cookies! I'm not eating one of your fucking cookies! The memory gap is
hella sus.
Don't take it personally, Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
The idols really dying?
Do you think she's telling the truth about the idols dying out?
I'm not sure. If it is true, why hasn't she told the rest of the chorus?
Yep.
It sounds like she doesn't trust you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Uh-oh. What now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
Yep. I've been waiting for this. We need to find out.
You know, Athena said something to me. That it'd be nice to know what Calliope was doing there in the first place.
And she's correct.
It's the only piece of the puzzle we're missing. Calliope went there because she had a plan. But what plan?
If she left clues behind, wouldn't Hecate have found them already?
Or
That's
Athena.
A really good question.
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Ugh.
Memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Psychometry.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
I'm willing to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
How are we gonna get in?
Last time Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
A week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised. If her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
What about Hermes? The reliquary has alarms.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you and we apologize profusely.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
No, not at all.
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
This is a terrible plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my. you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Please back off, my girlfriend.
Deja vu it is.
Can I just say how much I love how Persephone is always 8 feet tall, regardless of where she is?
Me too, right? I'm gonna exhaust all of our options until, okay, let's do this, and we'll end the stream there. What am I even looking for?
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If she was keeping to herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
Yeah, we're missing the
What
seed
if
of this.
Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future. It'd be a twist.
I love you, Freddy.
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
That's because we are desperate, Grace. Either we take this shot at learning the truth, or we overthrow Athena and the chorus by force, and disregard this stupid trial.
She's joking, right? She's joking, right?
We jumped straight to revolution quite quickly there.
But I respect Persephone for saying it out loud.
I feel like there's a murder board in her nightclub somewhere. I feel like she has a TED Talk prepared.
One murder board?
Many murder boards.
Alright, this is where we're gonna leave it. I don't even know if I can save the game. Let's find out. Nope. Hopefully we will resume at this point.
And if not, we get to do that fun
And if
conversation
not, we'll do
again.
that little conversation again. But we should stick to time this time because we ran way over last time. And thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Join us next week when we're apparently going to try to break into their
We're starting to feel pretty endgamey. I figured we got a couple of
We're
sessions in
still
this.
technically in Act 2, according to the title screen.
Really?
So there we are.
Intriguing.
Speaking of this coming week, Wednesday, we will be back with more Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. The never-ending
The quest pile
freaking
continueth.
fetch quests. And the rich local lord who may, in fact, be a vampire. We have circumstantial evidence. We'll go from there. What else? Friday's the full lid.
Friday's the full lid, as standard. If you are looking for a new podcast to try out, the new season of Red Valley launched today. Red Valley is one of our favorite shows. There are only 3. This is the 3rd and final season. There are a couple of miniseries. The longest episode is about 20 minutes.
Previously. I don't know how long the current ones are.
You
but
can catch up pretty quick.
we're going to finish streaming this and go listen to episode 1 of Red Valley. And you might want to do the same. Or if you haven't listened to Red Valley, start from the beginning because it'll
it's
make
so
much
fucking
more
good.
sense.
Oh my god.
Wendy will not be joining us next Sunday because she has other plans, so everyone will continue to be lovely without her. I have no doubt. Thank you
We'll
very
be
much.
fractionally less lovely because, the amount of milli Wendy's per square inch will be noticeably smaller.
For which
But
I'm sad.
We'll deal.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. I think that's everything.
Thank you so much, folks. I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you next time.
Let's hope we don't get killed in the reliquary next week.
Hey!
Bye.
Say no to murder.
Have a good rest of your day, everyone.